What's up, YouTube? Happy Sunday, May 6, 2018. And I just wanted to come in and just share something that I was just pondering on. Waiting on my ride to get here. It's my today will be the baby shower for my youngest daughter, Ciara's baby, baby boy Judah. And so he's due pretty much any day now. And so I was just thinking on the video that I did the other day, approaching my 4th wedding anniversary. And it was some things that just kind of, I guess, just keep coming back to my remembrance, and just talking about dealing with narcissistic relationships. And I was thinking that, I guess in many cases, but not mine, where, I guess some people, they come in contact with people that are narcissistic, they don't know it, and it just literally just turns their world upside down. But as I was pondering, as I ponder, I pray and I read the Bible, and just some things that just come to my remembrance during my personal time of meditation. And what I realized was that this was not my first experience with a narcissist. And I began to think back over my life, with the definition of a narcissist is a person that has no empathy, has no compassion. Of course, it has to have a person who's an empath. And what I realized is that this last situation, I think narcissism, the question that I was pondering to myself was, is narcissism just a particular person? Or could it be like an assignment, something that's assigned to your family? I'm a Christian, and I believe in, the fruit of the Spirit. And if there's a fruit of the Spirit, then there's something that's contrary of it. And I realize that that's been something that's been ongoing in my life. And it doesn't just switch people or just not a person. It's like in multiple relationships, in my immediate family, in friendships, what we call often as a spirit of Jezebel in the church is like a spirit that comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and to take over, and to cause all kind of division and manipulation. And what I realize, I believe they're intertwined. And so in my own personal life, is like, you can move relationships, but if this is something that is a spirit that's coming after you or assigned to your life, where does it come from? What opens the door to that? What attracts these type of people, or the repetitive cycles in your relationship, whether it be your marriage, your parents, your children, your friendships? And so that really made me take an introspective view within myself. What about me attracts these type of relationships? And so what I realized, though, and even in reading and studying and listening to these different videos on YouTube from people who are experts in this thing, is that there has to be something that the narcissist can identify, or something they can pick up a trace that's within the person that they are targeting, and an opening, whether it be a need of relationship, affirmation, affection, acceptance. They have an ability to tap into a place in a person's emotion, and they come in like that knight in shining armor. They're listening, they're caring, they're concerned, but their whole intent and motive is to get something or to take something. And the Jezebel spirit, it doesn't just take. You have to open yourself up to this spirit. And once you open that door up, it is going to wait for an invitation. And once you open that door up, it's going to, run in high speed, and it's going to take over, and it's going to try to dictate. It's going to dominate. And so that type of relationship, I believe it comes in because you don't have boundaries. You don't have emotional boundaries. And people that you love and people that you like and people that you adore and you're in a relationship with, you're like, oh, I give all, but you're expecting all in return. And so they're not looking to reciprocate or to return that type of investment that you are investing in a relationship. They're not looking for that. They're not looking to give you a return. They're kind of like leeches. They'll suck you dry. They'll suck you of your emotions, your resources, of your time, anything that benefits them. And so I'm pondering, like I said, and reflecting within myself, where did that door open up in my life? Because when I look back, it was in friendships. It was in relationships with a significant other. I see that it's been literally in, growing up in relationships, in my immediate family, in my marriages, even in ministry. And I can see it and identify it even in my children. And that's something I think that's within me that need to be accepted, that need to be understood. And then what I found myself doing, because you have these people in your life that you love and that you adore, and you give yourself totally, wherever, if it's something's not clear or what's wrong in a relationship or what's missing, I find myself trying to overcompensate to fix whatever it is that I think might need to be fixed. And what I realize is that most of the time, a person who's dealing with narcissistic, tendencies, whether it can also operate in me, or operate in you, but they don't really have the ability to think, oh, what is she needing? What is it that she's, and wanting to fill that need or to help meet that need and meet you in the middle to make things balance out in the work. And so they don't have the ability to say, oh, she sacrificed, she gave. Oh, she's spending time, or she's investing. And I find that they really don't care. They don't really care what it's costing you. And it comes to mind about that scripture, don't throw your pearls among swine, because they don't have the compassion. And I'm not calling people swine, but I'm just saying that saying they don't have the capacity to value the things that you are rendering or that you hold as being valuable. And so you're looking for people who don't have the capability. And some of the, one of the main things that I recognize is that they don't have that ability to say, oh, she's tired, let me go ahead and meet this need. Oh, they don't seem to have a gratitude of what it costs you. They have a sense of entitlement and an expectation of you, because somewhere in that relationship, you had committed yourself to fulfill expectations that you possibly couldn't meet. Not naturally. And so you would try to keep working to fix, to hold this relationship together, to hold that acceptance in a relationship together, to hold that, I guess to build the value or hold the value of something that once appeared to be very significant, but then at some point it no longer becomes significant to them, but is more significant to you. And then they have the ability to feed off of that. Because that void that's in here, that void is needing to be met through works or needing to be met by giving. You're trying to keep or sustain something that's not working in the fullest capacity because you're the only person that's willing to do that. So somebody just drove up, but I was just pondering on that because I'm like, oh my God, is it more so the narcissist, or is it our ability or inability to put boundaries and to safeguard those boundaries for our own welfare? How do they get in? They have to get in because you allow. They're not going to bombard once you open that door. And I can remember in my marriage, it's like I kept hearing Jezebel. And I'll share a little bit that later because it was like, okay, I can see something operating, but I didn't know exactly what it was. But anyway, I'll be back.